Can I take a bite?
Toasted rye. Of course you can.
Oh, I love egg salad.
With a big wedge of an heirloom tomato on it.
Gosh, this is so good.
Yeah.
And you have all of these at the shop.
I'm going to have to get a napkin and dab your mouth when you're done with this.
Okay.
It's going to fall off. Careful.
Really good.
But the whole idea is beat the heat. Have a nice cold sandwich outside. You can. No, but I don't want you to have the oysters because you know.
Okay. Not allowed to try that.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us this morning. Good to see you again. All right. Coming up, we head to the animal house. To clear a little bit right now, but it is going to take another couple of hours before they can fully clear. Right now we're still overcast in San Diego at 68 degrees there, 67 in Coronado under cloudy skies, also 59 degrees out in Ramona where it's still overcast. It's 67 in Miramar. We're also in the 60s in Carlsbad, Oceanside and Fallbrook, again under cloudy skies. The low clouds extending pretty much out to the foothills of the mountains this morning. In the next hour we'll start to see clearing for some of our far inland spots, but then it won't be until really 11 o'clock that the fog makes its way back to the coastline, and we'll see sun breaks by the afternoon. Temperatures today will be in the 70s for the most part, with a few low 80s mixed in. We'll hit 77 in Kearney Mesa and Chula Vista, 73 in San Diego, and 75 in Lemon Grove. We'll get to 82 today in El Cajon, Poway, and Escondido. It'll be 80 in Fallbrook, 84 in Valley Center. But look at all the 70s on the board. 75 in Oceanside, 79 in Rancho Bernardo, 76 in Vista. We'll be in the 80s in the mountains, which is a good 5 degrees cooler than what we saw out there yesterday. And it will be 89 degrees in Campo. If you are headed to the coastline today for you surfers, we have port-of-fair conditions off the San Diego coast, a southwest swell of 1 to 3 feet. But look at these water temperatures, down to 68 to 73 degrees, about 5 to 8 degrees cooler than what we saw out there last week. And that's why it feels a little bit more comfortable at the coastline today, not quite as humid. Coming up in just a bit, we're going to talk about a big change in the 7-day forecast when things will warm back up. But first, let's get you caught up on traffic, and we're checked 70s in Pine Valley and Julian. Later this afternoon, we're going to hit the 70s and 80s for the most part, but the low 80s for our inland spots, hitting 82 in Escondido, 84 in Lakeside, getting to 85 though out in Ramona. The mountains today will also be in the 80s, which is about 5 degrees cooler than what we saw yesterday, and that's keeping our temperatures below average for this time of year. The marine influence that we're seeing. So we're seeing those low clouds through the morning. Again, temperatures staying below average today and actually through the next several days. Excuse me. You can see all the way through Thursday, temperatures remaining cool, starting to warm a little bit on Friday, but much warmer into Saturday. As we start to warm things up Saturday and Sunday, temperatures will actually get back above average. We're still keeping an eye on the tropical moisture from Tropical Storm Javier, which is down on the tip of Baja California. That's the core of it. Now, a lot of the moisture is getting steered out over toward the east because we have these really strong winds out of the northwest, those sea breeze winds, keeping us cooler, keeping the moisture out of San Diego. So the next few days, temperatures, when I see you guys with the cheesecake, I want the cheesecake. Bring some in. All right, let's look live this morning from Mount Woodson out toward Ramona, where the skies are clearing. We had that morning fog, very extensive this morning. It is clearing already in this hour, but it's still foggy at the coastline. We're going to see a very similar pattern the next couple of days. Morning fog, afternoon sunshine, temperatures very mild in the 70s and 80s. Our dew points have also dropped significantly closer to the coastline, now back into the 50s and low 60s, which is where they should be for this time of year. Our water temperatures along the coastline have dropped dramatically, and that's why we're not seeing the humidity anymore. The fog still stretching out through our inland valleys, but clearing in spots. It will continue to clear through this hour, and by about 11 o'clock this morning, we'll see sunshine for most locations. Temperatures today, again in the 70s and 80s for the most part. We'll hit 77 in Chula Vista and Kearney Mesa, 73 in Mission Bay and San Diego, 82 out in El Cajon, same thing in Poway and Escondido, and 80 degrees up in Fallbrook. But we'll be in the 70s in Vista, San Marcos, Rancho Bernardo, Del Mar, and Encinitas. The mountains today dropping about 5 degrees from yesterday. We'll see temperatures in the low 80s for the most part. Wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour today in the mountains. Coming up in just a bit, we have a change in the forecast. I'll let you know when it's going to warm back up as we take a look at your extended forecast. But first, let's get you caught up. Guys, now we're looking live here from Fallbrook, where we still have the low clouds in place, but again, they're starting to peel away. We are going to see temperatures on the cooler side again today in the 70s and 80s for the most part, which is several degrees below average for this time of year. We'll get to 82 up in Escondido and out in El Cajon. It'll be 85 in Ramona and 84 in Alpine, but temperatures closer to the coastline only in the 70s, hitting 74 in Encinitas, 73 in San Diego, and 77 in La La Mesa. We are going to be below average again today, slightly below where we should be in Oceanside in San Diego, but 6 to 7 degrees below average in Ramona, Campo, and El Cajon today. We are keeping an eye on tropical moisture from Tropical Storm Javier. It is going to skirt us to the east, though. That's what you're seeing right now. Here's the core of the tropical storm along the tip of the Baja Peninsula, and you can see that the moisture is heading out towards Arizona and New Mexico because we are seeing sea breeze winds steer it that way, and those sea breeze winds are bringing us that marine influence. Of course, we're getting the low cloud coverage in the morning, which is keeping our temperatures on the cooler side. Well, we'll climb back to near 110 for the weekend. All right, Darlene, look at this little dog. Welcome back. It's National Sandwich Month, and we're celebrating with one of our favorite guests, Terrell from Bake Sale in East Village. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
All right, so this looks like a tasty array of treats here. You said you've got a BLT. What other kind of sandwiches do you have? Because you're talking about these being the sandwiches of summer.
Yeah, I'm a sandwich nut. I'll eat a sandwich over anything, anytime. I think because of my love of bread and carbohydrates and mayonnaise in general.
This is some like
white brioche bun every day, and then we make some. Anything you slap between 2 pieces of homemade bread and throw some mayonnaise on it is a delicious sandwich.
Okay, let's start with the BLT.
Okay, these are the sandwiches of summer, and the reason being is that first of all, it's mid-summer. And now you see the tags. Actually, no, these are heirloom tomatoes that I got in from Specialty Produce.
Okay.
One of our purveyors at all the restaurants. Anyway, BLTs. The reason sandwiches are good for the summer is because they're cold. It's too hot to turn on the oven. It's too hot to barbecue outside, especially, you know, now it's so humid at night. You can have a nice cold sandwich. Ooh!
I'm going for it.
That's on. Be careful, you might chip your tooth on that. That's really chewy bread once it's toasted.
This is delicious.
Yes, with arugula. We like to use arugula on our BLTs.
Put this on the plate for me for later.
Perfect. The other things I like about summer is Oster Poi Boys. I deep fry those outside, actually. Take your little fried baby outside. It's called shaved ham sandwich. It's kind of a play on the pulled pork sandwich, and the reason I chose that really slowly in a barbecue sauce on delicious brioche bun, very southern. That's why I put the dill pickles.
I mean, kind of sounds easy.
I mean, go to the store and buy the already sliced ham that goes on sandwiches. You slice it super, super thin, little barbecue sauce on top of a delicious.
That seems really easy.
And this is a bread and sea bun. We didn't make this, but you can get delicious buns at Bread and Sea. We do make ours, but I didn't have them done this morning.
Is this egg salad?
Egg salad. Have all the fillings prepped. This is our delicious white brioche bun, perfect for a BLT. Sell them for $10 a loaf. We only bake 3 or 4 of each every day in the bakery because we just mostly use them on our sandwiches. So call ahead and order one, and we'll save them for you.
All right, and we're going to put the segment up on the website, Seen on 6 on CW6sandiego.com, but we're also going to link to your site, Peace, Love, and Mayo.
Peace, Love, and Mayo.
Where you will have a post on this or no?
Yes.
Oh,
it's
awesome.
already up.
You always do.
I know. I'm ahead of it.
Ahead of the game.
I do it the night before.
Well, Terrell, thank you so much for joining us. And how many of these do I get to keep and take back with me?
Any